Alright, Kodachrome by Paul Simon, and I just butchered that, but anyway, this is a CBG lesson for a 4-string CBG, and we're going to need a capo on the 2nd fret. Before you put the capo on, just tune it to a regular open G, like the low string will be a G, the next string will be a D, next string will be another G, 4th string will be a B. When you put the capo on, the low string will be an A. So make sure you retune after you put the capo on, but the low string is now an A. Next string will be an E. Next string is another A. And the high string is a C sharp. I'm just going to show you the chords we're going to be using. There's actually a few chords in this song, and there's a lot of strumming. If you listen to the original song, there's like 3 guitar parts going, or maybe more, and they're all strumming a different way. So I'm just going to show you the way I do it on a CBG. This is not the way I would strum it on a standard 6-string acoustic or electric, but this is how I play it on a Cigar box guitar. Okay, first chord we're going to play, we're going to make this D chord. We're going to hit the, and even though we're kind of in an A tuning right now, I'm just going to call out these chords and everything as if this capo wasn't on here. So I'm just going to call out the, and you can also take the capo off and just play this down here in the standard places you would normally play those chords without the capo. You know, if your voice lends itself to more of that open G tuning, and it sounds good that way, but if you want to play along with the record, you'll have to have the capo. So we're going to hit this D string open. We're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, and your ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. All 3 together as a chord. Okay, D chord. This next chord is going to be a D major 7 chord. We're again going to strike the D string open, and now we're going to hold down the both on the 2nd fret, the upper G string and the B string. Hit all 3 together as a chord. And now we're going to take our index finger on the 1st fret on the B string, middle finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, pinky on the 4th fret on the D string, and strike that as a chord. And that's a D7 chord. So we have a D, D major 7, and a D7. And we're going to use an open G. So just, I don't care if you strike all 4 of them open or just the low G, the D, and the upper G. Doesn't matter. We're going to play an E minor. We're going to take our index finger, place that on the 2nd fret on the D string, and either your ring finger or your pinky on the 4th fret on the low G string. Again, you can you should strike the open G, the high one, and you can also strike the open B if you want to. Alright, we're going to play an A7 chord. We're going to take our middle finger on the 2nd fret on the low G string, hold that down, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret on the D string. And again, you can hit the upper G and the B open if you want to. A7 chord. Okay, again, open G. Now we're going to play a B7 chord. We're going to take our ring finger and place that on the 4th fret on the low G string. Pinky on the 4th fret on the D string. Index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. Strike all 3 of those together as a chord. B7 chord. Let's see, we're going to play an A minor chord. We're going to take our index finger on the 1st fret on the B string, middle finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and ring finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. And all 3 of those together as a chord. A minor. We're going to play this C chord. We're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string. We're going to take our pinky or your ring finger if it's long enough and place that on the 5th fret on the low G string. And again, you can strike the upper G and the B if you want to. C chord. I think that's all the chords in the song. You can just reference back to where I showed them here, because I'm pretty much going to quickly, I'm not really even going to show you how to strum this, because you'll just have to play along with it and pick out whatever one of those strumming patterns that you want to play. And unfortunately, we don't have the high E string on a like a standard 6 string. So the way I play this D, we're going to play this D chord. We're going to start it off. All I do is out of this chord I hit the D string open one time, and then I strike these 2 notes right here in the chord. Kind of like that. And we're going to do that 4 times. So again, just slowly, just now how I do this, since I don't have, again, the full 6 strings and to which to smoothly play this, I just hit the D string open, and then I'm going to strike this B right here, this B note on the 4th fret on the low G string. D string open once. And now I'm going to strike the low G string open one time. I'm going to strike the low G on the 3rd fret one time. And I'm going to strike the 4th fret on the low G string one time. And then I'm going to strike the D string open one time. Then I'm going to go back down to the 4th fret on the low G string one time and go back to the 3rd fret one time. This time I'm going to strike the low G string open 2 times. and do that same thing again. So slowly, all of that together. And coming back into it, we're going to stop on that open D. So slowly again, we're going to start off with that D. D string open, hit the B note on the low G string on the 4th fret, and then open. Just a little quicker. And when we hit the, coming back into that, when we hit the D string open, we're going to come up to the 5th fret on the D string and strike that one time. So, and all this is on the D string. We're on 5th fret one time. We're going to walk it down to the 4th fret one time. Walk it to the 3rd fret one time. And right here, we're going to go down to the 2nd fret on the D string, but we're not going to hit that as a single note like the other ones. We're going to strike the E minor chord right here. So when you walk down to the 2nd fret, just go ahead and put your ring finger or your pinky in that E minor chord right there. Index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, when your finger's on the 4th fret on the low G string. So slowly, we're going to strum that E minor a couple times. And here's where we're going to go to this A7 chord. And then to the D. And then quickly back to the E minor, to the A, and then back to that D chord. So I'm going to start from the beginning because this song's really quick and it doesn't last long. It's a really quick song. There's only 2 verses in it, and then this really long, fast outro. So every time I start, I'm going to start from the very beginning. So slowly. Right here is where we go into the first verse. When we go back to that D chord. And just like I showed you before, those different Ds, this is where we're going to play it. And I want to be honest with you, I'm going to look at the lyrics real quick here, just so I can tell you where this is. But okay, this is the part where he goes, when I think back on the crap I learned in high school. So when we go to that back to that D chord, we're going to strike that D chord one time. We're going to strike that D major 7 one time. And then we're going to go to that D7 and strum that a couple of times. So slowly. And right there, we go right back into that. We go right back into it, to the second part of the lyrics. Okay, so I'm going to go from the beginning again, all through that, just real slowly. So, okay, we're up to that part, and we're about to go into the chorus, because the verse is real quick. It only does that 2 times. I should have said that before I played it, but when he goes to that verse, it starts on that D. It goes to that D major 7, into the D7, strum that a couple of times, and go right back into the little... and when we go to this D again, after that you only do the little... You only do that 2 times. And so, like if you're going to do it a 3rd time, when you go back to that D, when you do the D, hit it once quickly, and then quickly hit this D7 chord. And now we're going to strike the... Now we go into the chorus. So we're going to strike the open G. We're going to strike that B7. And then that E minor. Actually, we strike the open G 1 time, the B7 1 time, and then you strum that E minor a couple of times. And then we're going to go to this A minor. And let me find these lyrics. They give us those nice, bright, and when you go to the colors, go back to the D. And then we're going to hit the open G again. They give us the greens of summer, and when he says summer, you want to hit the C. And then we're going to go back to this A7, back to the D. Then we're going to quickly hit that open G again, the B7, and the E minor, strum it. Go back to that A minor, to the D. And then we're going to go back to that open G, except this time we're going to strum that open G a couple of times. We're going to hit that B7 and strum that a couple of times. Strum the E minor again a couple of times. Then we're going to hit this A7 2 times, like. And you'll hear it in the song. It's pronounced right there. You kind of give it a little stop if you can. And then it goes right back into the next verse, which starts on that D. To the D major 7. To the D7. And that's basically the entire song. So The only other different part is at the very end. It's a real long outro. And he starts, let's see, comes after the second chorus, when they go back into that open G, to that B7. They actually just start strumming that over and over, and he's like, Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away, a couple of times. And then they do that 4 times. Then it really kicks in. You can tell it starts picking up the tempo during that. They're just strumming the open G, the B7, and the E minor, like. They do that 4 times. And then they really start kicking it. They just keep doing the same thing, except they just start really doing it quick. It's the open G, the B7, the E minor. It's like really quick. And you'll hear it at the end, but again, I want to play through the beginning, all the way through the first chorus, because you just repeat that, and that's all there is to the song. You repeat everything up to the first chorus, do all that again, and then that just that strumming at the end. 4 times, and then they pick it up real quick. So here we go. So that's basically it. You just repeat all that, go through the second chorus, and then it just goes right into that. You can tell where it picks up, and then it gets really quick. Yeah, just reference back to those chords I showed you at the beginning. And this, I'm going to point out this part right here. That one part, you can actually, as long as you pick that on time, you can strike the D string 2 times if you want, like. You know, I was just showing you the one way that I generally do it, but I do it so many different ways. You know, just have fun with it, and like I said, listen to the song, just pick out whichever those one of those strumming patterns that you want to play. But regardless of which one you play, they're going to be playing the same chords in the same way that I'm showing you how to play here. They just strum it a little different. So hope y'all enjoyed this song. It's really fun to play on a CBG, and thanks for watching.